Bitter criticism. This is Wednesday, and we have Timur Fomenko published again on Russia Today. Nobody knows who he is, but to me, he's the best political analyst in the whole world because, well, first of all, he's on the right side, I guess. Since the Russian military operation, a lot of things changed in the world, I guess. Maybe not too much, but the world is changing and it's changing for. And I guess in this very epoch, we have to dispute the future. I guess nobody can say that the world it will be heaven. Nobody knows it. The world will be heaven with the Russian and China victory. Nobody knows about that, but today I have good news, I guess. You know, I guess. I guess Chinese people, they are nice. Or what I'm saying is that the world is full of problems, and all these problems are related to capitalism. Imperialism is a capitalist problem. So um, and well, NATO and the West, the international community, they try to erase Russia from the map. They try to destroy Russia by adding Ukraine to NATO. But the question is, Russia not just defeat Ukraine, but, well, Rui Pimenta from PCO on COTV, he's saying that maybe this situation is even more dangerous because now countries like France, for example, they will try harder to make more war against Russia. So the question is, war is not war doesn't end right now. Russia is winning, but it's a tricky situation in the whole world. I was sending emails for Russian colleges just to see if there are opportunities for study. Nobody answered me. So the West Russia is apprehensive, and the West is on war, I guess. So we will start with Timur Fomenko. Well, and I have a news. It's not a transcendental news, but it was a CGTN a CGTN publishing, saying that calling people to Hainan, just like, well, maybe they are listening to me. Well, that's what I like. Chinese people, they make their homework. I'm just talking here. I guess Hainan is a great place in China because of weather. I saw some video there. There are problems. Al Jazeera made a kind of documentary of 30 minutes. The fishermen are getting homeless, but I guess China will find a good solution for all people. Because they don't have too much population now. So people in China, they are the solution too, just like all the time in history. But anyway, I forgot what I said about Rui Pimenta. Well, Rui Pimenta from PCO, he says that maybe right now is even more dangerous. cases like France, for example. France, I'm not sure. Rui Pimenta says that France is right, trying to. Oh, I don't remember now, but he says something about Macron in Brazil. Macron's changed. Well, no, France is not so great. You know why? I guess France is doing so bad in geopolitics because they lost Africa. They lost the whole France Africa, something like. Anyway, you should visit COTV channel on YouTube. They are going to Catarse too. The PCO is the closest party I want to belong anytime in life. Right here in Chile, there's no option. Maybe the Communist Party. Anyway, so PCO is the closest, the best party I ever saw in my 37 life, in my 37 lower back pain life. March 25, 2024. Whole world news. This is Timur Fomenko, guys. The US is cultivating an antagonist to China in Beijing's own backyard. The US is cultivating an antagonist to China in Beijing's own backyard. I guess it's Vietnam. Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the president of the Philippines. It's the Philippines, guys. Is a stark contrast to his predecessor, and besides Washington has dirt on him. And besides Washington has dirt on him. By Timur Fomenko, political analyst. You know, I'm drinking Morenita, I'm drinking beer, but I guess this beer is bad for your body, you know? I guess beer is bad for your low back. I'm just guess. Beer is toxic, I guess. This will be my last beer, I guess, because I feel severe pain in my lower back. Severe pain. The US is cultivating an antagonist to China in Beijing's own backyard. Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at the ASEAN Australia Special Summit 2024 in Melbourne. Penny Stephens. This is the photograph. Anyway, the Philippines has been a treaty ally to the United States since 1951, almost as long as it's been an independent country. Before that, it was a colony of the US, which had won it as spoils of war from Spain. Yeah, I saw some videos on YouTube. They saying that Philippines still by now they have some words in Spanish, but that is from 2 centuries ago maybe. Because of this, it is hard to characterize the Philippines as anything but an unabashedly pro-American nation. I didn't know this word. I don't know. Unabashedly pro-American nation. In the past few years, however, it took a different line under the presidency of the very blunt and frank Rodrigo Duterte. The archipelago became more geopolitically ambiguous in its foreign affairs, pursuing closer relationships with Russia and China, while still being cordial to the US. I guess Philippines is very poor, I guess. Yeah, they are not even a regional power. Yeah, I guess Philippines is so decadent, I guess. This unusual hedging was part of Duterte's strategy to adopt a more centralized approach to governing the country, which suffers from high levels of poverty, crime, and disorder. Yeah, that's what I thought about. That's what I think about Philippines. Duterte was a hardliner and also saw economic opportunity in getting closer to Beijing, despite highly contentious disputes over the South China Sea. His relationship with Washington suffered during this period and is effectively contributed nothing to the development of the country despite the US post-colonial overlordship. Instead, Duterte opted for Belt and Road Initiative and sought to turbocharge the islands with Chinese investment. Yet, just a year or so after Duterte's departure, the return to power of the Marcos family has seen Manila to do an effective 180 degrees. And not a 360. Not a 360 degree. Yeah, well, this is normal, you know. But yeah, it's good to know something about Philippines in a pretty synthesized way. I guess an article about Chile it will be the same, you know, a small article about a poor country, a unexpressive country, and that's it. So the Marcos family has seen Manila do an effective 180-degree turn in its foreign policy and go from being pro-Beijing to an effective antagonist of the country in favor of the US again. Ferdinand Marcos Jr., also known as Bong Bong. Look, what a crazy name. So what a lot of problems in Philippines. Bong Bong. Bong Bong is the son of Ferdinand Marcos, who ruled the Philippines as a right-wing anti-communist dictator from the mid-1960s to the mid-1980s. The family was notorious for its corruption and theft of national assets for its own personal gain, but got away with it precisely because it was unequivocally pro-US. For during the Cold War, Washington would support figures of any brutality on the condition that they were anti-communist. Noisy truck on my head. You know, I know you cannot hear. This truck is not so bad for you, but I can't hear myself. That's the problem. China warns Philippines not to play with fire. Read more. China warns Philippines not to play with fire. That will be nice, but I didn't got this article. Bong Bong, like his father, is not innocent, and was elected president of the Philippines as a compromised man who is at the mercy of the U.S. Ironically, he faces prosecution in the U.S. as a court order requires him to pay $353 million to victims of his father's regime. Thus, he cannot enter the country. What does this translate to in political terms? Leverage on Washington's behalf. Noticeable, the American authorities do little to enforce the ruling I have a problem with the mouse here. I guess this laptop doesn't work well with so much heat, with so much warm, and well, the mouse stopped. The mouse stopped working, overheated. Noticeable, the American authorities do little to enforce the ruling or seize assets pertaining to Marcos or his family for diplomatic reasons. What is the quid pro quo? What is the quid pro quo here? It is clear. It is clear that as long as Bongbong steers the Philippines foreign policy where the US wanted. Oh, I have a chronicle problem now with the mouse. Chronicle problem. Steers Philippines foreign policy where the US wants it. Washington will look the other way when it comes to the court order against him. And it is absolutely no surprise that on attaining office, Marcos Jr. initiated a U-turn on the country's stance regarding China, and has dramatically escalated tensions with Beijing. While the Duterte administration sought to keep matters cool over the South China Sea territorial disputes, Marcos Jr. has deliberately antagonized Beijing, pushing boundaries and drawing international attention to the situation, provoking the US to say it will defend the Philippines in the event of conflict. Similarly, dozens of senior US officials have visited the country as part of the sweeping US charm offensive. But not only that, he has agreed to increase the number of bases the US can access in the Philippines, has congratulated Taiwan's president-elect actively... Noisy truck! Noisy truck time! But not only that, he has agreed to increase the number of bases the US can access in the Philippines, has congratulated Taiwan's president-elect actively scaled back Manila's participation in the Belt and Road Initiative by canceling a number of projects, and has instead sought to core a relationship with Japan as an alternative to China, with the US, Japan, and the Philippines set to have a trilateral leader summit for the first time. In a nutshell, the Philippines has gone from being a China-friendly state in Southeast Asia to easily the most antagonistic, a difficult position to take due to the relative economic weakness of the country and its trade dependence on China. I guess this was just happened with Brazilian Bolsonaro. You understand? Bolsonaro, I guess China is so powerful economically that not even Bolsonaro could do nothing, you know? I guess China already won. The best thing to do is accept it and pay attention to what's going to happen next. And, you know, digging deeper, I guess that's what is not so important to pay much attention to Palestine. I know I sound like a Zionist. I know I sound like a Hitler, But I don't know nobody in the global left, nobody that can help Palestine. Nobody can help Palestine. That's it. Even, well, as I was saying, I like PCO from Brazil. They are trying to do something, but can do nothing. Nobody can help Palestine. Only China. Maybe only China. Who knows? I guess Israel is just an icon, maybe just an icon of capitalism. That's it. It's just an icon. It's not a country, you know. Let's say the world, the whole planet is ruled by capitalism. And capitalism has this country that is not a real country. It's just like it's like the, I guess Israel is, yeah, I guess this will be the headline. Nothing to do with Timur Fomenko, but look, Vatican is like the city of Catholicism, and Israel is the city of capitalism. That's it. Israel is the city of capitalism. You know, I'm not playing with Luna because my back is under pain, you know. But not only that, he has agreed to increase the number of bases the US can access in the Philippines, has congratulated Taiwan's president-elected, actively scaled back Manila's participation in the Belt and Road Initiative by canceling a number of projects, and has instead sought to core the relationship with Japan as an alternative to China. Relationship with Japan as an alternative. Just 1 second. Venga. Venga. My back's hurting, you know. I cannot play with Luna today. And Luna just gone. Go away, Luna, go away. Dogs don't understand English. That's the problem. As an alternative to China, with the US, Japan, and the Philippines set to waive a trilateral leader summit for the first time. In a nutshell, the Philippines has gone from being a China-friendly state in Southeast Asia to easily the most antagonistic, a difficult position to take due to the relative economic weakness of the country and its trade dependence on China. For China, this situation is a headache, and there are no easy answers. This is because Beijing has a resolute and uncompromising position on the South China Sea, most of which it claims as its own. The rigidity of this position not only clashes with Southeast Asian states, but creates an easy political wedge for the US to exploit. China makes itself look weak if it's backed down, and US policy, of course, is to incentive such countries to actively resist Beijing and give them the military backing to do so. So how can China mend its relations with the Philippines? It may simply have to avoid creating a crisis and wait until a more Beijing-friendly president is voted into office, because quite clearly Marcos Jr. is a compromised politician, with Washington being able to exploit his weakness and disastrous family legacy to its own advantage. Well, was not the best article of Timur Fomenko. Was not his best article, but now I know a lot of things of Philippines. Maybe I guess the same thing of country, even bigger countries like Brazil, you know. That was the same thing that happens in Brazil. Bolsonaro came to power, but Brazil needs to trade with China. So, in my opinion, problems like Palestine will only survive or know if countries like China do something, you know. And China can do nothing because China is a capitalist country. China needs capitalism. There's no communism in the world. Maybe there's no communism even in China. So in the one hand, we have these crazy people, the Zionists. They want to, well, I just wonder, but in my opinion, all religions, all beliefs, even the Catholic Orthodox Church in Russia, they are all crazy. And there will be a lot of social problems related to religious craziness. So, in my opinion, if I were Jew, no, I'm not Jew. I'm atheist. I'm atheist. Maybe I want to do a lot of money. Maybe I want to buy a lot of assets in the trade market, anyway, like Petrobras assets, stock market. Maybe I want to be rich anyhow. But I am not. I am not a Jew. I am not a Zionist. So when people defend Israel, I have zero. I care zero. And if I were Palestinian, I would just fly. I would just fly away to other country. You know. Even like Brazil, yeah. If I were Palestine, I will go to Brazil to try to survive there, or Chile. But I prefer Brazil, I guess. So anyway, so fast headlines, quick headlines. She welcomes Nauru to join the Belt and Road Initiative, looks to expand cooperation. I'm not gonna read this. It is a huge news. I'm just gonna read another from CGTN. This last news, it was from CGTN. This is also from CGTN. President Xi calls for turning China-Dominica friendly ties into driving force for win-win cooperation politics. This is the type of true institutional news, you know. This is just institutional because this is just politicians' agenda, you know. They will say, oh, China is so great, China is so friendly. And Dominica president will say, oh, Dominica is so nice, so friendly. And that's it, that was the news. CGTN again, 2024, Boao Forum for Asia, navigating global challenges for a shared future economy. I will skip this too. I just trying to find Hainan news. Well, we have news from the hospital in Moscow, terrorism accident, terrorism perpetration. That's sad. 97 remain in hospital after attack in music concert in Moscow. That was from CGTN. People are yeah. There was a news from I'm not sure, maybe it was from Russia Today, saying that these terrorists, they tried to fled to Ukraine. So the Islamic State is like a CIA, you know. It's like just like the Ukraine. It's dirty business, you know. They are the thugs in the history. Right now, they are the thugs in the world. USA, Ukraine, and the Islamic State. Those are the bad guys. China's vice premier meets with the head of the Asian Development Bank politics. This is from politics. Well, and this is the news I was trying to found. Hainan welcomes you. Invitation from Hainan CPC secretary. It was a video actually. So if CGT and if Chinese people are watching my videos and they like it, the video I did about Hainan, that's great. I want to go to Hainan for sure. You know, right here is kind of warm today, but it's not. I guess Hainan is better, you know. I guess Hainan is tropical. Right here is dry, is heat and cold at the same time. You know, Chile is not easy. Chile is not easy. It's not so great. And well, people are like zombies, are like neoliberal zombies from Pinochet times. It's so sad. I prefer to say I'm Italian, not Chilean. This from Hainan welcomes you. Invitation from Hainan CPC secretary. This was from March 11 March 2024. In the first episode of CGTN, the forefront, where we explore stories of China's governance with ministers and governors. Feng Fei, secretary of the Communist Party of China, Hainan Provincial Committee, talks to host Wang Guan as a new frontiers of China's opening up. Hainan embraces the world with open arms. Secretary Feng extends a warm invitation to friends from around the globe looking to travel, invest, and acquire property on the island. I will play a lottery ticket. That's what I can do. I will play a lottery ticket. If I win, I guess I will do it. You know, I have a moderate interest now in Darwin, Australia, but I know that Australia is kind of too capitalist, isn't it? Not only that, it's imperialist too. So Australia is not that great, you know. There's a lot of problems in Australia. But you know, because of this kind of feedbacks from Hainan, you know, there's nothing interesting in the whole world, you know. There's no frontier of nothing. What about Philippines? There's a lot of crime there. A lot of crime in Philippines. That's it. What about in Brazil? A lot of problems. What about in Chile? A lot of problems. So Hainan, why not? Hainan sounds great. Xi Jinping, this is also from CGTN. Xi Jinping calls on Hunan to ride its chapter in Chinese modernization. China. CGTN, March 21. This is from 4 days ago. 5 days ago. Xi Jinping calls on Hunan to write this chapter in Chinese modernization. Chinese President Xi Jinping, also General Secretary of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, visits a cultural street in in Shandhe, Central China's Hunan Province, March 19, 2024. Yeah, you know, this kind of news is too. There's an expression in Portuguese, chapa branca, is literally says white something, white. I'm feeling dizzy now. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I feel bad, my back, you know. I had a problem on my back because of ergonomics, I guess. Just because of ergonomics. That's it, people. I'm too dizzy now. I hope I will get well soon, and I hope win lottery to go to Hainan.